No reports of significant road damage, stated NAA. Manager for Communication and Customer Service at the National Works Agency NAA, Stephen Shaw, says the entity has not received any reports of significant road damage caused by heavy rains and flooding associated with Tropical Storm Rafael. He was speaking with reporters at the National Emergency Operations Center at the Office of the Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management in Kingston on Tuesday. "We have had some impact, but not as bad as we would have thought it was going to be based on the projections," Shaw stated. "I think we have done pretty well. We'll continue to assess, we'll continue to clean and clear, and we'll continue the efforts and assessments over the next 24 to 48 hours," he added. Shaw informed that there were reports of landslides in St. Thomas and flooding in sections of St. Andrew. Sections of Marcus Garvey Drive were flooded, but passable. Chesterfield Drive was rendered impassable owing to water and garbage that came out onto the road in the Seaview Gardens area, he further indicated. Shaw advised that there was land seepage in the northern section of St. Catherine. "We have had some impact on the Giles Hill area. Also, the road from Tavern to Vanity Fair has been impacted by a landslide causing blockage," he noted. Shaw told reporters that NAA team continues to monitor the situation at the Bogwart Gorge, which remains impassable. "As soon as the rain subsides, then I expect that the roads will return to normal use, but there is always the likelihood of landslides occurring. So until we're able to go in and do a proper assessment and be in a position to give the all clear, the gorge will remain closed," he stated. In its latest bulletin, the Meteorological Service of Jamaica advised that Tropical Storm Rafael is moving away from the island west coast. This resulted in the tropical storm warning for Jamaica being discontinued as at 12 noon on Tuesday. A flash flood warning is now in effect for southern parishes, and a flash flood watch is for the rest of the country until 5 p.m. Government begins preliminary damage assessment in wake of Tropical Storm Rafael. The government has been instructed by Prime Minister Andrew Holness to begin an island-wide assessment of the damage caused by Tropical Storm Rafael. Heavy rainfall, strong winds and flooding associated with the tropical storm affected sections of Jamaica on Tuesday as the weather system passed the island. This followed weeks of sustained rainfall in sections of the island, which resulted in landslides, fallen trees and road blockages. According to a press release from the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, some affected areas include St. Andrew Breakaway in Mount Prospect, Mount Erie and Golden Spring, and flooding from Stony Hill to Time River. In St. Catherine, flooding in the Bogwart Gorge and Trovia, and landslides from Tavern Hill to Vanity Fair. St. Thomas, flooding between Lloyds and Low Mountain, and landslides in the Bethel to Richmond Gap area. In Manchester, flooding on Newlands Road and the Carteret Road, fallen trees on New Green Road. In Kingston, flooding along Chesterfield Drive. The National Works Agency NAA is leading the assessment efforts and will deploy teams and resources to clear block routes and restore access to critical areas. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says priority must be given to areas where essential services and first responders, including the Jamaica Public Service and the National Water Commission, require access to provide aid and support, the ministry stated. Minister with responsibility for works Robert Nestor Morgan added that the NAA has activated its Emergency Operations Center since Monday and is logging field reports in real time to assess resources efficiently. He added that presently, efforts are focused on cleaning debris, reopening roads, and assessing damage severity. Minister Morgan informed that interventions will include the cleaning of silt drains, restoration of main thoroughfares, and the construction of new infrastructure like retaining wall and river training as funds allows. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Holness affirmed the government's dedication to ensuring the safety of all residents in the affected regions and a rapid recovery process, the release stated. It added that updates will be provided as assessment progressed and damage estimates are consolidated.
Our approach is, as the Prime Minister has instructed, to do rapid assessments of the issues that we're facing, including block roads, landslides, and so on, and try to, as quickly as possible, clear those blocked roads. For example, in Mount Prospect, Mount Erie, Golden Spring, and other areas in Stony Hill and in St. Andrew, as well as areas in St. Catherine, St. Thomas, Manchester, and Northern Clarendon, where we have seen some landslides and blocked roads due to the landslides. We've also seen some of our roads being washed out as well, and we will have to do an assessment of those roads. But these assessments will be completed by tomorrow.
Residents of New Haven in Duhaney Park worried about crocodile encounters during floods. While the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael brought heavy rains and flood into sections of New Haven in Duhaney Park, St. Andrew, that's not the main worry of residents. Their concern is that crocodiles will be out and about now that their habitat is inundated. One woman noted, as it relates to the rain and flooding, she has become accustomed to the situation. She claims that the relevant authorities have not done much to rectify the flooding issue. She further noted that there have been reports of people being attacked by crocodiles in the past.
I'm used to this, so it's a norm for me. This is just a regular rainfall. Normally, the water is much higher than this. We have to basically, the sensible ones have to have blocks in their yards in case of the water come high, ice up their things. So this is the norm. If I had to go to work, I would have to come out in this and then go to work and change my uniform and be at work. But fortunately for me today, I'm off. But this is just a norm. What are we going to do? We've been talking about this forever and nothing has been done. So what are we going to do? We cannot do nothing more than just accept the situation and just work with the situation that we're living with. If the authorities don't see fit to fit the problem, we can just, the residents, just live with it until and pray. We pray that no alarm, no crocodile will come over still because we have crocodile problems. Well, we're not going to see them now because it's daylight, but in the evening when it's night, I hope nobody's out because probably that's the time when they do come out. Somebody was around by the standpipe and one jumped up and bit him on his leg, and thankfully it was a baby one, so it wasn't critical. But there are crocodiles all over. Yeah, we have crocodile issues here, along with the water. So the water is the least of our problems. The crocodiles are the problem. Because walking in the water, you just have to get used to it if you live here. But you have to walk in fear, because you don't know what is going to bite you, what is there. And then you have sewage, because sometimes when the pump house is not working, then you have the sewage that come up. But we just have to work with it, because authorities come, they don't do anything, so what we're going to do? Most of us here pay taxes, we pay property tax, so what are we going to do? We just have to work with it until better comes. Pray that they help us. We're calling for help in New Haven. That's all we can do.
National Road Safety Council urges citizens to stay off roads during inclement weather. As inclement weather persists, persons are being urged to stay off the nation roads or exercise extreme caution if they have to venture out. Noting that over 300 people have been killed in road crashes since the start of the year, Vice Chairman of the National Road Council, Dr. Lucien Jones, said the likelihood of road crashes can be reduced if persons stay home.
I'm appealing to road users during the period of this storm, this bad weather. Unless it is absolutely necessary for you to be on the road, you should be at home, safe and sound. If you need to go on the road, please be extremely careful. The roads are wet, the wind is blowing, visibility can be a challenge for both drivers and even worse for pedestrians. So please come off the road. And please, if you have to be on the road, make sure that you do your business and get home safely.
EOJ prepared for nomination day despite adverse weather conditions. The Electoral Office of Jamaica says it remained prepared for nomination day despite adverse weather conditions affecting the island. Nomination of candidates for St. Andrew Northwestern and Trelawney Southern constituencies, the Annan Town and Morant Bay divisions, will open. Director of Elections Gaspar Brown says all are in place for nomination day. Nominations for Annan Town in Clarendon Northern and Morant Bay in St. Thomas Eastern will take place between 12 noon and 2 p.m. Both the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party are expected to nominate candidates. Meanwhile, nomination for St. Andrew Northwestern and Trelawney Southern will be accepted between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. The PNP said it would not contest those by-elections. The elections are slated to be held on Friday, November 22nd. Man charged with September shooting in Hanover. A 32-year-old man from Sandy Bay, Hanover, has been charged in connection with a shooting incident on Barnesdale in his community on September 20. Adam Williams has been charged with shooting with intent possession of a prohibited weapon, and using a firearm to commit a felony. According to the Lucid police, at approximately 7:20 a.m. on the day of the incident, Williams and accomplices allegedly confronted two men on the roadway, firing several shots. The men escaped unharmed and later reported the attack to the police. Following investigative leads, police identified Williams as a suspect and arrested him at his home on November 2nd. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.